Hello and welcome to the Phases of the Moon model tutorial. During this video, I will cover the basic concepts relating to the phases of the moon, as well as how the STEIL model of the moon can be used to teach these phases to students with visual impairments. I will also cover the possible misconceptions that can occur for students using the model. The phases of the moon are based on the relative position of the moon and the sun as the moon travels around the Earth. Most people are at least familiar with the names of these phases, but for clarity, we will cover them shortly. Half of the moon is always being lit by sunlight, but depending on where the moon is around the Earth, we may not be able to see it. A new moon occurs when sunlight is striking the surface of the moon facing away from the Earth. Conversely, a full moon occurs when sunlight is striking the side of the moon facing toward the Earth. The Earth is sort of in between the moon and the sun, though it is not usually lined up perfectly. The moon travels in a counterclockwise pattern from the perspective of looking down at the North Pole from space. Lastly, the moon is tidally locked, which means the same side of the moon is always pointing toward the Earth. We will discuss this more later in the video. The phases of the moon model can be used to show both visually disabled and non-disabled students the patterns through which the moon appears in the night sky. It ratchets around a central axis, showing a textured side and a smooth side to represent the lit and unlit portions of the moon as it travels, respectively. While I'm using the model, note that I occasionally have to shift the rotation back to get the moon positioned correctly for a few of the phases. I also suggest using the additional 3D printed tactile model for the phases of the moon that shows a tactile representation of the appearance of each phase in a circle while using the ratcheting model. The phases of the moon that can be shown are the new moon, waxing crescent. Note that the model is now showing part of its textured side toward the viewer. First quarter moon, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter moon, waning crescent, and new moon again. The model can also be used outside of the ratcheting setup by placing the central axis component into an external handle as shown here. Misconceptions that can occur when using this model. Students may think that the moon is spinning on its axis in the same way that the Earth spins on its axis relative to the sun. Additionally, students may get the misconception that the same side of the moon is being lit by the sun at all times. These conclusions could be arrived at because of the fact that one half of the moon model is smooth while the other half has a texture, representing the dark and lit sides of the moon respectively. And those two hemispheres are rotating as you show in the model. Correcting the misconceptions. In reality, the moon is rotating on its axis, but the rotation is synchronous with its revolution around the Earth. This means that the same side of the moon is always facing toward the Earth as it travels. This is why we refer to the moon as being tidally locked, and we will never be able to view the far side of the moon from the Earth. As previously stated, different parts of the moon are lit as it travels on its orbit. This should be explicitly explained to the students to help them not develop the two misconceptions previously stated. Thanks for watching the tutorial on the STEIL Phases of the Moon model. The images and diagrams used for this lesson were found at the links shown here. Additionally, the circular moon phase model we used alongside the STEIL model can be found at a link in the video description below, along with a lesson plan resource for teaching your students this concept.